afraid to teach. I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reggie Mathis, and rocking with me is that why? We got it today, bro.
Right, back.
Lord.
Back, everybody.
Oh, man. Rick James. I'm still Rick James.
That's right.
Oh, I got it. It's Labor Day weekend coming up.
Right.
So you okay. I understand.
I got to be in, I got to let the hair down.
I understand. And then, back by popular demand, Brother Muhammad Circle of Brotherhood, in the building, man. And last he was here, he was telling us about some of the challenges, going on with some of the lack of funding for the program. So he's here to let us know with school back in and, what's going on, Brother Muhammad. Welcome back.
Man, you say by popular demand, man. Y'all got something hot here. I just want you to know that.
Hey.
I don't know if the people come back and let y'all know that, but you got something hot here. So peace and blessings to all of your supporters, first of all. And, the struggle is good and the struggle is real.
It's real.
And we know all about that,
Amen.
But we don't know how to lose.
No, can't do that. No such thing, man. We call them lessons, man. No L's over here, no losses, man. Number lessons. And speaking of lessons, man, our brother, Deion Sanders, man, he's giving folks real time fatherly instructions, bro. If you listen to what this brother just had to say, of course y'all know Deion Sanders, man, famous athlete, man. We not gonna just call him a football player. This brother, could dunk a basketball. This man played Major League Baseball.
That's
man
right.
Played 3 games in a 24-hour period.
Talking about helicoptering
2
from one pro
baseball
sport
games
to
and
another,
1
right? Come on.
football game. And now he's a coach. We got to give him his flowers, man. Brilliant brother. Mm-hmm. But most of all, man, a good father. He's never shied away from, a good father. And for all the flash and for all the stuff people, put on him, this brother doesn't drink. This brother doesn't smoke. Brother's really knows himself. And especially coming from where he comes from.
Real talk. Just real talk. He's a modern day Paul Robeson. Straight talk. A lot of people don't know about Paul Robeson, but
oh yeah, no, bro.
Right.
You talking about one of the greatest. Actors. We know him as actors. We know him as Go Down Moses. But for Rutgers, man, this guy's a letterman, football and lacrosse.
Right.
The Emperor Jones. We know him from the base.
lettered in 4 sports.
But this brother was a great
World class lawyer, actor, singer, all that. But you're right on about Deion is representing, brother.
So of course, man, Deion got a lot of, people that's doubting. A lot of people that's want to say aha. So he has Shador. Everybody's focused on Shador, who did not have a great game. Definitely, in my opinion, was set up. Everybody on that offensive line, bro, got cut the next day. When they put him in, bro. So if that doesn't tell you being put in a messed up situation, everybody that you go to war with, they no longer there, right? They gone on the offensive line at that, right? So, but then he has another son, who's down at Tampa Bay, or who was at Tampa Bay, and got a little frustrated, got in a fight. So, throwing that punch, that was enough for Tampa Bay to be like, all right, bro, you out of here. So when they talk about that today, I want y'all to just see what your boy Deion had to say, talking about his son, Shiloh.
Nice to see you. Hey, just got to talk to you about, NFL's a tough business. Shiloh had, some bad. It's just, have you talked to him and how are his spirits?
Oh, most definitely. He's my son. I'm proud of my kids, all of them. And I prepared my kids for any and everything that could possibly happen in life and in sports. That's part of fathering. That's part of parenting. That's part of having a relationship. So he is mentally where he needs to be. physically where he needs to be. We're praying that he gets another opportunity to go with a team. But if he doesn't, the plans have already been put forward to what he's going to do next. So Shiloh is a man of many talents. I don't know if you guys know, he's a man of many talents, and he's going to be straight. All the Sanders are going to be straight, with or without football. You better believe that.
Yeah.
You better believe that.
That's what I wanted them to hear. I want the world to understand that when you got a black man unapologetically, coming out there standing for his kids, and they weren't all raised under the same roof, and he addresses that. He's like, man, they my kid. I've always taken care of my kid, regardless of the situation, the circumstances, and whatnot. That's an example, because he wasn't talking about, oh man, Tampa Bay, they hating and this and all that. He was like, man, with or without sports, he's good. Like he's good. So
powerful example.
Yeah, definitely on that, man. And now Lisa Cook, man, a name that we never heard of before this week, but she's one of the governors for the Fed. And as you know, Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, has been getting it. He's been getting it. He's been getting it hard. Like your boy Trump been hitting him so hard, calling him
Everything.
stupid, calling him slow, calling him this, calling him that. And he's like, well, he's going to be out of here soon. But now he's just like, your boy, and you know who it is. It's Gazoo. I don't know if you remember Gazoo from the Flintstones. but Stephen Miller is Gazoo. The great Gazoo, who the alien that would show up with Fred and Barney. Like, they're the only ones who can see Gazoo. And he called them dum-dums. You're like, hello, dum-dums. Stephen Miller just come in. He's like, hey, dum-dum. And he's like, what? What is it? Like, he's just like, what we going to do about the Fed? He's like, I don't know. The guy, getting pushed back on that. People are saying I can't really do it. He say, I got something better. What you mean you got something better? Did you know it's 3 governors on the Fed? So do you know that one of the 3 is a black female?
What?
He said, what?
What?
He's like, nah, you can't make this up. She's fired. She's fired. She's fired. She's fired. Now, she has a 6-year term.
Right.
Wow.
She has a 6-year term, so she comes back and said, like my man Leonardo DiCaprio on The Wolf of Wall Street, when there was this like, look, all you got to do is walk away, come in and address your people, and walk away. He comes in there, what does he say, Teddy? I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving. That's what Sister Cook said. Sister Cook said, I ain't leaving. And the feds have backed her up.
Going anywhere.
Bruh, the Fed is backing her up. They're saying that, listen, this is an independent, agency where, created by the Congress, and that the president cannot remove except for cause. Good cause.
Here we go.
So it'll find its way through the courts. And so they basically saying, whatever rulings, we'll respect the rulings. But they didn't just come in there and say, okay, you suspended until further notice. They like, no, we're going to rock with you until the courts say otherwise. So
Court's been busy since January, bro.
bruh, I was just about to say, in over 100 years, bruh, never happened. And we talking about troops on the streets, man. Troops on the streets.
That's real.
They're getting us used to it. Getting us used to it. And we gotta talk to our military man. we gotta talk to our military man. I sent you a story. I don't know if you saw that, but one of your colleagues is in trouble and I sent it to you. I want to say yesterday or the day before. You'll see a military guy talking. No, on IG. You'll see a military guy talking, who basically is in trouble for criticizing Israel. No, it's a white boy. It's a white boy. He is criticizing. Now that story was interesting, the one you just saw, because that's a brother in D.C. saying, no, that's a brother in Chicago saying, yeah, like we with the troops.
Wow.
That's what I want to talk to you about, Teddy. We can get to that, which is, you know, in Chicago, you always talking about like 4th of July, how many murders and all that over a weekend. So folks in Chicago, because I know we lost a good brother from Morehouse, man, who was out there working in, you know, in the summer and got robbed and murdered in Chicago. So you got a guy basically saying, you know, a brother saying, we welcome it. We welcome the troops, you know, to come in there, bro, because hey, you know, so it's crazy how this thing, you know, how this thing goes down, where you just so on your team, you don't root for anything that happens positive, even if, like how people say you can't take yes for an answer. Like, yes, this the guy right here. Let's play it, and then I want you to comment, Steph, if you can, sir. If you can. If you can, sir. Right, if you can, sir. If you can. Yeah, unmuted.
Service in the military. Yesterday, I got pulled into an officer's office and counseled for posts that I have on my social media. During the counseling, they told me I'm under investigation as a threat to national security. When I asked for proof,
like
what
a dude from
the
Full
posts
Metal
were
Jacket.
yesterday, they refused to give it to me. They made me come back today to further go over stuff. They gave me the proof, and the proof they gave me are anti-Israel posts. Now, when I joined the military, I took an allegiance to support the United States of America. I did not ever take an allegiance to support Israel.
Well,
so after 20 years of service, but yet I am
sir?
deemed a national.
Any comments?
Well, hold on. Let me try to make sure my mic.
Me.
I mean, as a you're not supposed to have an opinion on anything controversial like that.
Okay.
You know, anything that's gonna bring ill will to the top. Hey, that's what you pay for.
So it's been declared a famine, bro. A famine in Gaza, man. Them little kids is dying. And once a famine is declared, even if there was it takes, I think they said the medicine that they have, that type of soy, it takes, 6 something. I don't know if it's 6 days or 6 weeks. It's 6 something for them to be able to cry again, for them to be able to just somewhat function. Like they just like zombies, man.
I know one thing with this response, he out of there.
I tell you this though, as I listen to both of you, you know, I did have a real good learning lesson, a history lesson. You know, people used to always talk about during the regime of Adolf Hitler, how the whole world could sit by and allow it to happen. And almost word for word, playbook for playbook.
Exact thing going
Here we
on.
are in 2025, and the whole world is sitting by.
Right. I
and
think
watching it happen.
they feel that 2.0 is going to be better. I think you have folks that are saying like, well, Hitler wasn't all bad. There was some good things that he did. You know what I mean? Like I remember when we studied Germany, right? We spoke about, you know, we went from the Ottoman Empire, then we went to Prussia. We started talking about Bismarck, just parts of, you know, of Germany that you don't know. Like, we talk about the whitewashing of history, but it's a lot of history that's been, they changed the names that you don't know. Like, they talk about Iran and Iraq, and folks don't know. You talk about Persia. You talking about empires that's great empires, like, that took over the world as we know it, And I was just talking with my daughter, about the Moors and about how, the black presence in Europe in particular and in North and South America, it's like, because you call it a different name and they don't know. And then I was just reading about the presence of Africans in Scotland in particular, because when I'm looking at the Forrest Whitaker movie, The Last King, I'm thinking it's a joke. I'm thinking that whole thing is a joke, that, he want to be wearing kilts and he just want to be different or whatever, not knowing how Hollywood just totally made me totally miss it. That there was really a connection as far as...
In the name, Princess Skoda, she was an Egyptian princess. That's where the name come from. Her name came from Princess Skoda. And even like King James, he was a steward, which means swarthy, which means he was dark-skinned. So all the stewards, which was a whole lineage for almost 10 years, 15 years, was all dark-skinned, swarthy steward people.
Yeah, swarthy is one of those names that folks don't pick up, but that's another code word for black that's hidden in plain sight, in plain view. So it's just with the military and everything that's going on, bruh. It's like, I don't know how much is just ordained, predestined, where it just has to happen because it's been written. Like, it's been written that this thing is supposed to go down in the Middle East. It's supposed to go down, and everything is lining up with what has been written. And you be like, nah, man, but bro, they talk about wars and rumors of wars, and they talk about famines. They talk about these world weather phenomenons, weather events, man. All the stuff is right there in plain view, and we just like, nah. And then we got a dude, man, in the office that comes out, puts himself in the Pope garb, out here selling like Bibles. Just, bruh, we say it, but to our MAGA guy, to our
knew it was coming, right, brother?
To our MAGA guy. Let's see, top 5. Just a yes or a no. Five things. Okay. Impeachment. Had Obama been the president, impeachment, selling the Bibles. Yes or no? Absolutely right.
You gotta understand.
Obama.
I see the hypocrisy.
Okay. All right. That's one. That's one.
See, I recognize all the BS.
Okay, that's one. All right. 2. Obama sending troops to Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's say Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's say Obama sending troops to Knoxville, Tennessee, to Tallahassee, to Mississippi. In any of the red states, Obama sending troops down there. Impeachment, yes or no?
No.
No?
What you mean?
So sending
impeachment, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Impeachment for sending troops, to American city.
That was mad because he wore a tan suit.
Okay, 3. We still got 3 to go. 3. Obama's like, I need y'all to have a military parade in my honor in D.C. as I stand through. Yeah, nay.
Yeah.
Teddy, you want to throw one more, Brother Muhammad? You want to give one more?
It don't matter what Obama would have did. They was trying to get him up out of there.
Just take just something real, and just do it. Because if not, I get a last 2, just things that at this man with 34 convictions. Yeah. Criminal convictions, impeachment, yeah and nay.
He would never made it to office to be impeached.
Wow. And then fifth one, anyone wanna come with one last thing on the fifth?
You
if
covered about
Public Enemy
10 with
come to
those
the White
indictments.
House. He had Kid Rock at the White
Now,
House.
I'll give
don't
Obama
forget
that.
about
Obama, he let the brothers and sisters come and perform at the White House.
Right, come
Now,
see the come see the White House, or to change the Kennedy Art Center to the Trump Center, Obama Center.
Right.
Don't forget about the grape allegations.
Oh man,
That would have disqualified him.
I mean, but the one thing about Trump, he's not inconsistent. He's consistent on all things that he does. And I think at the end of the day, everybody's used to a president who just played by the book and just was quiet. This guy is doing everything. That
got everybody on their toes.
You know?
He got everybody on their toes, bro.
He's taking full advantage of his position.
I was thinking about it yesterday. I think Stephen Miller has a whole AI team. They got a whole AI team. And what I mean by that, bro, they using Chat GPT, et cetera, to come up with this stuff, bro. Ain't no way you can come up with this much stuff, bro, every day. That means you got to read out. That means you got to read out, bro. You just getting the read out and like, hey, do this. Do this. This is what we doing today. This what we doing today. This is what we doing today. And I can't say that I hate it. I can't say that I hate it. It's certain things I don't like because it's not my team doing it. Right? That is not my team doing it. So when you watching, and it's like, you know, and y'all know my team. It's not about. It's about the people who are doing it. Are doing it to people who could be riding with them, but they specifically choose not to. And I think deeper. When I say I think deeper, I think this is really the precursor to a civil war or a race war. I think it's the precursor.
The civil war and the race war is going to be between them fighting each other.
No, they doing that right now.
If you really think about it,
continue.
has there ever not been a civil war and a race war?
Well, good to your point. That's a great point. When I'm thinking in terms of, you know, think strategically, right? I've been saying for 20 years that when I first saw the statistic that the United States is going to be a minority country, meaning that there won't be anybody here. For the first time, white people are not 50% of the total population, right? So it's cool to talk about equality and one man, one vote and all that stuff when you got the numbers. It's cool to do that. But when you start to see like, okay, we don't have the numbers anymore, right? What do we do? Because this is ours. It's like the Dukes and Coming to America, right? It's like the Dukes coming to America when they're in that bathroom and Eddie thinking like, man, I'm doing everything right. And he in that bathroom stall. And then the brothers have a candid conversation with each other. It's like, do you really think we about to give all this away to a ninja? Dude was like, no. The guy's like, neither did I.
I mean, that's how I feel about the Europeans. Like, we come from kings, queens, gods. They come from subjects. They come from nothing.
Correct.
You know? And so for them to come to America to get what they got, that was really big for them. The Magna Carta started it for them to start getting rules, and now they was come to America, was able to have their own jurisdiction. That's a great point. And that's a great point. And for whatever reason, the founders, and they all didn't agree. You know, you look at the Federalist Papers and you look at you know, just the writings beforehand, Alexander Hamilton in particular, you know, everybody wasn't with, you know, some of them was just like, let's do the same thing over here that they doing over there, but it's just us, right? And then some of them was like, nah,
let's look at Voltaire. You know, let's look at some of these other philosophers, and let's do something bigger and better. Let's show them, man, that we're enlightened.
Well, they definitely have built a bigger and better Babylon.
Bam, right? And so, just going back to in terms of the numbers, it's like, yeah, we can say whatever. We can use this flowery language. We can say all this stuff, right? Because even when that flowery language was written, you know, they were still subjects. There were still people that was chained, right? So you had to evolve. You know, it had to evolve and evolve and evolve. And so after the Civil Rights Movement, you know, Civil Rights Act of 64, Voting Rights Act of 65, and those things, and you start to see, as to your point, bro, when you allow kings and queens and folks of regal blood to come out and get the opportunity, especially, it's like, man, we taught y'all how to bathe. Like, we brought bathing to y'all. We brought civilization. We brought y'all out of the dark ages. We brought y'all out of the dark ages. And then I'm looking at a meme the other day where a guy was like, well, what did y'all think of enslaved Africans? You know what how they thought of us? They thought of us as like super pets. Like superior pets. Superior pets. You know, but not capable of, you know, my child wants to go to this college or whatever, and that parents are actually debating whether or not they send their child here or there. That's like, what are they talking about? That's stuff we talk about around the kitchen table, like with bills. It's like, what are they talking about?
What do you mean by enslaved Africans? From what perspective? Like
the owners, the Africans that were slaves. I don't like to refer to us slaves because that we were enslaved. Like, we was never slave. I won't say that. We were enslaved, and so when you ask, you know, the slave masters or the slave holders and folks like that, what did they think of us?
Oh, okay. When you say with the slave, the people who were enslaved here in America.
The slaves that were here, and you ask the owners or the masters or what have you, what did you think of them? It was just like they were like, you know, advanced pets, like super advanced pets. Now,
and the thing is, when they created their laws, as it broke down, it was based off of our superiority, though. Like, you know, when we was running away with the other white people, you know, that was us leading the way because we knew where to go. You see what I'm saying? These whites were Europeans. They were from Scotland, but we knew where to go. This is 1600s. You know what I'm saying? And there was a multiple people that was already over here mixed with the little 19 indentured service that they bought in 1619. You understand? So that's what happened. That's the reason why they started bringing Africans over, because Africans wouldn't know where to go to Florida to be free. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't know that, but the blacks that were already here knew where Florida was. So that's why they was going into Florida.
So to finish the point, once it was determined that the United States was going to be by 2040 where Hispanics were going to be second, you know, they skipped us.
Because they don't count.
Right? Skipped us.
Yeah, we're still running backwards in too many death categories.
Yeah, skipped us. And this goes back to George W. Bush. And you start seeing the connections that, you know, Jeb Bush married a Hispanic woman, right? Jeb Bush was fluent in Spanish. The Bushes knew that, you know what, we need to align ourselves with Hispanics, because if we invite them into this white category, into this white class, they gonna come harder than we are against the people. And we're seeing that right now. Right? We're seeing that the folks that's been deported we're seeing the folks that's being deported right now are like a lot of them are Trump supporters. A lot of them. and was just like, yeah, man, we needed y'all for that 2020. We needed y'all for that 2024 election. But you know what? Really, we don't want y'all. Like, y'all did what y'all needed to do for us, and now we're taking these other steps, because the steps that they're making, right? Because you would be like, wow, they did that to them after they came out and supported them, especially in Florida. Florida went from a purple state to a red state primarily because of the Hispanic in Miami-Dade County. Miami-Dade County, Broward, and Palm Beach were the 3 super blue counties that they would rely on, try to break even in the central, try to break even in that I-4 corridor going from Daytona, Orlando, Tampa. And, Republicans go heavy Jacksonville over to Pensacola. So Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach were going to be the ones to, in the margins. So when you came in and you were able to turn Miami-Dade red, the whole power dynamics just switched. And now between Alligator, Alcatraz, and all that, they like, hey, but what about us, whatever. In my mind, being a historian, it's like we done with them, and they don't have a chance to come back, because once you make the play that they're making right now with this immigration, you already know they can't get the chance to come back, because the folks are sitting there telling, oh man, we're gonna get you in 2026. Nope, because this play where we used y'all for 2024, that was it. And your boy told y'all, he told us years ago, he was like, we're just going to have to come in and we're going to have to do it one more time. Right? He said, he told us, he's like, we're just going to have to do it one more time. That's our last election. You just got to do it one more time. This 2024, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Because Buddy in real time is going to pages and footnotes and references, that's haven't ever been used before. And it's just like, what are you saying? Like, martial law can be declared? I remember Abraham Lincoln, it was something that we learned, but nobody really knew what it was. It's like Abraham Lincoln suspended writ of habeas corpus. It was like, well, what does that mean? When you suspend the writ of habeas corpus, that means you are imprisoning individuals without due process, without them, coming in and saying, Judge, man, I don't know why, they come. You sitting without recourse, without redress. You just sitting. So the play that they're making, coupled with gerrymandering and redrawing the lines, in Texas. Now they're gonna look at Florida. Now they're gonna look at other.
They're battling California as well.
Other friendly states, to come in, and they like, it's done. We already used y'all. Now the ones that's in power, we gotta keep y'all. We still gotta deal with y'all. Miami, y'all. We got congressmen. We have local officials. Hispanics. Okay, y'all handle this thing or whatever, and it'd be kind of like y'all own little thing, but y'all don't get out of line. Cause y'all get out of line, y'all see, boy, we'll come pull up. We'll come pull up on y'all.
For real.
We will come and pull up on y'all. So hey, you like them boats? You like them yachts?
It was just an example the other day. This guy, he made a wrong, illegal turn in the truck.
Yeah.
And the people ran into him, and they died.
Interesting, right?
And
the
Sikh
guy.
He was a illegal alien.
Did you hear how many petitions they signed? Like 2.5 million.
And you're talking about, when they brought him back, the lieutenant governor from Florida, they bring him back here. He was brought back, and they're talking about withholding funding from the state of Washington, the state of California, and one other state where this guy, he got his license, he got his CDL from, in New Mexico. He got his CDL from Washington, state of Washington, right? Which is the guys like, we need to withhold funding because remember, one of the first things that came out, and I think Steph, you was with it, for truckers, they had to speak English.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. So they basically coming out saying that Buddy got stopped in New Mexico, didn't speak English, and should have been taken off the road. His truck should have been taken off the road then. So
He got favored because New Mexico was he Spanish?
The guy's Sikh. He's like Sikh or whatever. But the point is, New Mexico is a blue state.
Right.
So they playing three-dimensional chess on you, buddy. They playing three-dimensional chess on you, and they are not leaving it under the 10th Amendment to the states. Everything not expressly taken by. That's how we learned it in the Constitution. Anything not expressly given to the federal government is reserved for the states' rights and all that. Now, buddy, like, I'm getting in whatever. I want to know about the school board. I want to know about whatever. I want to know about the PTA. Any of that stuff. We coming in. Yeah. Hey.
All that.
But I want to know all that.
But sometimes checks and balances has to happen because of the lack of it for so long, and people have created their own paradigms within everything that's going on right now.
Well, Congress has been dysfunctional for
Years.
at least 10 years.
Yes.
It's been dysfunctional. There hasn't been bipartisan anything. Like you talk about the infrastructure bill, that wasn't bipartisan. You get one or two. You get Susan Collins or you get Lisa Murkowski or something like that. That's not really bipartisan. Obamacare, no. There's nothing bipartisan. And you need buy-in from the whole country to come in and just be like, these are the problems that we have. Let's deal with it, man. Bruh, growing up in South Florida, it has never been this hot. It has never been this hot, brother.
That's true.
It has never been this hot.
That's by unanimous interpretation.
It has never been this hot, man. I don't care. Nobody. Like I had two line brothers to come down in 2 different weekends. One came down last week from D.C. One came down 2 weeks ago from Philly. I go and pick them up, and we going around or whatever, and it's just like, Reg, I said, bro, it was not this hot growing up, man. It was not this hot growing up. I don't know if I'm just, older or whatever, but it wasn't this hot. Bro, going to the beach.
Everybody's saying
the sand, bro. The sand is hot. You have to wear, you got to wear, you have, you have to wear, man, me and my 5-year-old, bro, went to the beach the other day. We walked to the crib, we went to the beach, and there's like a little bench right before we hit the sand. She had on sandals. It was new sandals. She didn't want to wear her sandals. So I had on mine, because I take mine right up to the edge. Man, we go in there, man. She just started crying. I'm like, what's going on? It's like somebody shooting at her. Shoot at her little fish. I tell her, oh, baby, I'm sorry. That's hot. That's how hot it is.
Why do you think that is, bro?
Climate change, climate warming, bro. I think, I think it's only God's grace that. I think it's the explanation for the dinosaurs being gone. I think at a certain point in time, I'm in my Michael Jackson,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just feeling like, it's just kind of what it is, bro. When you come out and you just see like, and just this little dot planet in the whole universe, this little dot, like how do we, maintain for billions of years, 4,000 based on some other people interpretation.
If you think about our planet Earth, just in terms of like a relationship, even even Teddy Pendergrass knew you had to have a 50-50 love now.
Right.
The point being is that we can't just take and take and take
That's what we
and
doing,
take
bro.
and destroy.
Drill,
and
baby,
destroy,
drill.
and
Drill,
destroy.
drill, baby, drill.
And think they're not
drill.
going to be consequences.
The earth is sick. The earth is sick. And it, we are from the earth. We are from the earth. Every element in us is in the earth, right? Everything that's in our bodies is in the earth, right? So depending on what you believe, we were formed from the dirt, from the earth, when God formed us, or if you believe in the Big Bang or whatever, even with the Big Bang, all the elements, from the beginning, boom, from that explosion, and it went out and when it cooled down and formed and all that stuff. So everything is in us. Everything is in us. So look at the Ice Age. Look at, different times where the earth responds. And I think that's what we're dealing with now with the tsunamis and all these other things. It is the earth responding. It's sick. And how far we're able to do, like, West Virginia and Pennsylvania, they feel like, even though it says 50 years max, 50 years max that we can get cold. But folks is coming in there like, drill, baby, drill, baby.
This is our economy.
And then it's like, and then what? Because so if you have a child today, in West Virginia and Pennsylvania, right, you can come in there right now and say, by the time this child is 50 years old, West Virginia or Pennsylvania, where you're living, what your number one industry is, will be gone. Like, to me, it will be gone. Folks are not speaking to that. Like, those are the big issues that we need everybody on. We don't need to defund. We don't need all these, these sidebars, man, and these distractions. Thank you. We don't need all these distractions when we got serious stuff going on. And I was like, telling my mom the other day, I was like, in Dubai, they seed the clouds and make it rain. But I'm saying they need to do it more often. They need to do it every day.
They did that too much too.
That creates some balance too, because it's got to be natural.
Hey,
It's got to be natural.
bruh,
It's like, at the end of the day, when you have element of how we was as indigenous people being the custodians of the planet. Now you got people who never had nothing because they didn't know what things was. They don't
that's
understand
crazy,
value.
Teddy.
You know what I'm saying? So now they've taken the value out of what we were preserving.
That's crazy, Teddy. That's exactly what I said, but you said it way more eloquently than I did when I was talking to my 15-year-old, and I was telling her about, before the Mayflower, and about, how they found, these totems, these pyramids and mounds, that clearly demonstrated that we had been there. But to your point, we didn't destroy the place. We didn't come in here and like, we did like Goody Mob told us to do. When you come into somebody's crib, you wipe your feet on the rug before you go up in there. We came in, we fished, we hunted, we did what we needed to do. We procreated, we did some things, and we went home or we stayed. We stayed and we blended in. But when them folks came, they came in or whatever, it's like, They came in to seek and destroy.
Once they saw that gold and we was just giving it to them like that, like here, they was like, they just give us this. They don't know what it is.
Right.
They're ignorant. They're savages because they just give us all the good stuff.
Right. Not even understanding. They're saying that Mansa Musa, when he left with so many boats and with all the stuff,
Messed up the whole economy.
said he messed up the, just
he dropped gold.
talk about inflation. You just coming dropping bars, But they saying like his descendants was some, were probably the indigenous people. you know, because some of them didn't come back. Some of them returned, but some of them did not return, you know, come back.
His uncle came before him, Abakar, and then Mansa Musa came. Like, there have been people coming back. That's why when the
Over
Spanish,
16,000 years across the
here
Baron
before
Strait.
the Europeans, they said Negro de Terra and Negro de Guinea. It had nothing to do with African at all. It was blacks from America, and these other blacks were West African, meaning they knew the ones who were from West
Right.
Africa.
Just look at the Somalis right now, bruh. I'm your captain now. Like, bruh, we got folks that'll jump on them boats and they go out there and ride out on you, bruh. That'll go in there and tackle sharks and do all the other stuff. They been doing it. But let's be great hosts and let's get the rest of this time to Brother Muhammad, who's here, man. The Circle of Brotherhood, bruh. We need to have you co-hosting, man. You got to get on our schedule, bruh.
We need to get you all out. You talk about nightly news, you know, but first of all, I just want to appreciate you, brothers, for your depth and your variety of conversation. You know, one of the things that kills culture in the community is not knowing to have a breadth of depth of conversation. So y'all have been on it, man. Y'all have been on it. So it's just an honor to be back here, you know, and you know, earlier when you were just talking about an update and we were just talking about the different things going on and what gets reported and what doesn't. And you said, well, what's been going on? And, you know, a few things been going on. But I'm going to tell you what comes to my mind the most is that there was a national study that just came out on Dade County and homicide. And this national study looked at homicide in Dade County from 2020 up to now in 2024 and found a strange phenomenon.
They down.
Not only down.
Same amount of time as the circle.
Not only down, but there's two particular zip codes that are responsible for driving down homicides across the entire county. 33147 and 33142 went from 30 homicides down to 5. Now, can you imagine? That's like a 60 and a 83% decrease. Let's just imagine if it was the reverse, if there was a 60 or 80% increase in homicide. I mean, the National Guard might be here. I don't know. I'm just saying.
It's the red state, so.
But that's something to be said, and not just about our work, you know. And it does highlight our work and what we do. But the reality is, you know, our people never get credit. I mean, can you imagine how many uncles and aunts and mamas said, boy, get back in the house. A girl, put that down.
Absolutely.
And you'll put that away. So that's something for all of us in Dade County to celebrate.
Right. Absolutely, man.
You know, and that report just came out last week.
No, we'll appreciate you, brother, and we'll appreciate the work and the impact in the community. You know, so our platform is always available and open to the Circle of Brotherhood because it's so needed. And you know, before long, you know, y'all might be looked at to lead this place, everybody, and not just returning citizens or folks, you know, like everybody, because the world that we're living in, look at DC right now. Like DC a year ago and DC right now is different, bro. You have so many unemployed professionals, like folks with 4-year and 6-year and 9-year doctorates and whatnot. They sit around like all the ones that had DEI in it, like.
That's why they bring in the National Guard. They out there slanging.
Hey, right? For real.
Like
and the paradigm is shifting. The paradigm is changing, and folks is like, you know, what we gonna do? Are we gonna do it ourselves, or are we gonna wait for somebody to come?
And it's not like we don't know how to do it. You know, and that's another reality. You know, and I gotta say this too. You know, I was inspired earlier. I don't know how much people know about what you get ready to drop, so I'm not gonna say nothing about it. But as I was listening to that and thinking about the pride, the 305 pride and the Dade pride, and another thing is, out of all the cities across this country, because of the work we've been doing here, we have an opportunity to take a basketball team here from Miami, 16 to 25-year-old, them boys, to compete in a 4-city tournament for peace in Louisville with Chicago.
That's one of the Meccas.
Right. Chicago, Memphis, Louisville, and yes, Miami. You know, so it's excited. I just want to let folk know, if you all know some young men, 16 to 25, we're having tryouts for that team at Gwen Cherry next Thursday and Friday.
And what's the period of the tournament?
The tournament will be in Louisville from October the 28th to the 31st.
Oh, okay.
All expenses paid for the team.
So there's opportunity to get some of the high school guys, some of the college guys, and some of the AAU guys.
Well, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If those guys are on their dean and their post, they're gonna be busy, and they should be busy right now. But how about them brothers? I mean, all of us. Come on, let's be real. We grew up in the hood, and there was always somebody in the hood that could ball better than the person that's on it. Because the real intent of this, to be honest, and we've done this before, we want them boys, man, who don't from no different, right? You know, exactly.
That have taken on,
right? Exactly. You know, but hey, the trials are open for anyone to come. If you're 16 to 25-year-old young men, come on in and try out for that opportunity.
Going to Hot 105, bro, like Rodney.
Channel
7, man. They'll definitely put that out there, man.
They've been in our corner.
We need that. Yeah, we need them to come.
You know, and we need support for it too. You know, it costs money to take them boys across the country. You know, and so, but go on our websites and find out about that. But I was just thrilled that, I mean, think about it like this. Those are 2 national things that were just mentioned while Miami was put on the national map for peace.
Yeah.
And then what's the scale?
Right there.
The scale that you were talking about on.
You right. So on it. So once again, you know, there's a TED Talk that's going to be coming out around mid-September, where a brother happened to feature our work because there's this grant. You know, we were talking about the funding loss we had, and I got to take my hat off to a brother. You know, some brothers, they see the snow coming before it falls from the sky. And Brother Achilles Sherrill, who actually was the one who helped open up the White House door for those funds to go out into our communities, he saw the snow get ready to fall. They applied for a grant called the Audacious Grant. It's a $63 million grant that they were awarded, and they selected 5 cities that they're going to scale up their violence intervention programs. One city is Austin, Baton Rouge, Cleveland. The other city is Tucson, and guess what the 5th city is? Miami again. You know, so they'll be back in September. You know, there's going to be more investment. There's a lot more work to be done, but I got to give a shout out to, because the last time we were on here, I just want you all to know that our organization, so far we haven't had to lay off a person. You know, the community is responding. We had some foundations respond. You know, the bottom line is the work is real. But I will tell you this. We had no politicians respond. 0.
Wow. Okay, well, that's a good thing.
Right.
That's a good thing in the sense that y'all not beholden.
Right.
That means you can come out there and speak truth.
Right.
Because, you know, what we learned from Good Times and Alderman Davis. Alderman Davis.
He didn't bring Alderman Davis, did you, brother?
Alderman Davis come around to the Good Evans family. To our Good Evans family. I'm going to need you guys to come out and hold some signs. Need y'all to come and hold some signs. Y'all know what time it is, but here we go right here. We've been following this trial. Young Dolph, man, what happened in Memphis, which, you know, as far as I know, Memphis is up there in the top 5 on that homicide rate.
Yeah,
but
and
in Tennessee,
right.
But I don't think them troops going there no time soon. But this is, look at this reading of the verdict.
Count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant Hernandez-Govan not guilty in count 1 of the indictment.
So he's the guy that was supposedly behind 100,000.
State of Tennessee versus Hernandez-Govan, count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant Hernandez-Govan not guilty in count 2 of the indictment.
So
it's a lot of that going around now, huh?
Yeah, Boston Richie, you know, he was acquitted of 2 of the federal charges, and they were considering, retrying him on the third. We'll see how that goes, but
they asked him, is he gonna stay in Memphis? He was like, absolutely not.
certain things will change a black man's mind real quick.
I think so.
Yeah, right. I mean, I was surprised that Dolph stayed after, he came and capitalized on the 100 shots record.
Wow. Shout out to Tony Allen, who's representing Memphis as well, out in that tournament I talked about.
Public Enemy Tony Allen?
I'm talking about the ball player, Tony Allen.
Okay. Right. Okay, that's what's up. Mm-hmm. Okay. What you got right here? Oh, man. Ooh. Wow. Football is a big thing in South Florida. And these moms and these aunties coming out to the park in these yoga pants and all that stuff, and they know they shorties can't play. Know they shorties can't play. When they coming out there, and these coaches who out there volunteering, they looking around, and they like, which one your boy?
But I believe this dude right here, he coached.
Yeah, he coaches.
She was a
player's
She was a player.
Player's girlfriend.
No. He coached her when she was in high school. When she was in high school, he was her coach. She was
track. She played track. What was?
No, I think she was. I gotta look it up. I think she was a bottle girl, or she played flag football or something. He was her direct coach, and she graduated. Most likely, he been messing with her ever since.
Had a little one time with her. That was with her.
I'm gonna tell you. We talk about homicide being down. I'm gonna tell you what's up. It's not just domestic violence, but it's homicide by domestic violence.
Yeah.
That's up.
Women and men.
Bruh.
That's up.
I mean, that Lenny Williams, he told you, you might not have been in love. Like he been in love. And so I guess these folks is playing that in the background as they, decide to come in and do.
Where you get arrested for?
Bruh, he's this clown on. But see what kind of dope he on. You gotta go to another one. This one right here ain't gonna show it. You gotta, bruh, this dude walking down the streets of LA in some Fruit of the Looms on.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, in Pompano we had a dude named Cuda. You know what I mean? Like that's what Cuda used to do. Like you go in there and Cuda, like and it's crazy because we only had one. Right, that that was open. Everybody, that's Cuda. Like you coming down and Cuda just turn around and just do something nuts. But nobody mess with Cuda. But Buddy, yes, man. Look at this dude, bro. Like what is? Fame is a crazy drug, man. Fame is a crazy drug, and when you don't get. When you're not at that level that you once were, bro, he had all the shorties. I had a kid in school at the time, bro, and it was all Old Town Road. Bro, if you went to a kids party at Old Town Road, wasn't played 5, 6, 7 times, bro, DJ gonna get some. The kids was gonna talk to him. Old Town Road.
What they charged the brother with?
Old Town Road, man. Just some 3 felonies, like street, like nothing serious, but this, bruh, just to get on, just to be relevant, bruh. Come on, man. Like you did. You just saw him walking down the street. You had it, but you want to see that. Yeah, this man. Look at this dude.
Oh Lord, he's
man.
Too.
Where's his daddy? Where's his daddy? I think he got on boots too.
In the middle of the night.
That what Rick James say? Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I was watching the documentary on the comics, on the black comics the other day, and they got to the Richard Pryor portion of Richard Pryor, you know, it's talking about he at the crib watching TV and he's watching these monks showing they passion and commitment, lighting themselves on fire. And next thing you know, he on fire. Okay.
Yeah, we got some work to do.
Oh no, man.
He might go play on the basketball team.
Well, he can try out. he can try out like everybody else.
Give a try.
16 to 25-year-old young man. You can try out.
Come on out. You know,
He might have mean crossover.
this guy is just too much, man.
Like, what's the?
I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.